Hello, I'm Jack and this is Entertainment World, and today I will be making a video which is very different to the kinds of videos that I would normally make. So this will be more like my message to Warner Brothers video, which I made a while ago, which was talking about the whole Ray Fisher situation. So it'll be more like that. It won't be a video reviewing a particular film or series of films or television program or anything like that. It's going to be more topic based in terms of things going on at this moment in time. But before I get into that, I did want to just say quickly, this is actually the second time I've had to film this because my camera froze and the video then wouldn't work. The footage I already captured, it wouldn't save onto my computer because it was saying it was either the wrong format or it was corrupted. So I've had to do this again, sorry about that. So I'm trying to remember all the points I made, my previous attempt. But also, before I get into the video itself quickly, I did just want to mention, I am so sorry for how long this video has... I am so sorry for how long my other videos have taken to be made. I've still got to finish, I've got to edit my Moon Knight episode 5 talk review video. I've got to film the whole video and edit it for episode 6. I've got to still, film and edit my review for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness spoiler video. I've still got to film and edit my video talking about the Batman scene, between Batman and Joker. And I've still got to film and edit my video talking about Morbius and the entirety of the Sony's universe of Marvel characters, or Sony Spider-Man's universe, whatever you want to call it. So I've got to, still do my videos on all of them. I'm sorry for how long it's taken me. My grandpa and aunt came and visited last week, and then afterwards I had my driving test, which I was really stressed out about, and didn't, I was really worried about leading up to it. But thankfully I did pass first time, and I also passed my theory test first time as well when I did that. So I'm really glad that I don't have to do them again. I'm actually more happy with the fact that I don't have to take either of them again than I actually am that I have passed. That makes sense, because I have had to resit and redo tests before, and it's not any less stressful the second time around. So I didn't want to do the whole stress of doing my driving test again. So I'm glad I passed for that reason, mostly. But yeah, just the stress of all of that on top of everything else. I didn't do this for a while. I apologise, but I'm back on it now. I know I said that a lot, but I promise I'm back on that. I'm back on this, sorry, because I want to be. I do enjoy doing this, and I did feel really bad that I haven't, made any of those videos. Not just because people who watch them, but also because it's a sense of accomplishment for me when I finish a video, edit it. When I finish filming a video, edit it, put it online, you feel like you've accomplished something. So I needed to go back to doing it anyway. Sorry for that little side note. I just wanted to say I felt bad that I've not done anything recently, but I'm getting back to it now. So yeah, thank you for listening to that little rant anyway. So before I this is part of it. I just wanted to say something a little bit personal, which leads into the topics I'm about to talk about. So I know you watching, no matter who you are, where you're from, how old you are, whatever like that, at some point in your life you probably looked in the mirror and were not too proud of what was looking back. You might have had confidence issues, you might have felt like you hadn't achieved anything, or you might have put anything you have done down. You might not have felt like you made any positive impact on anybody else's life. Even if you have actually helped somebody else with something difficult or just there for them, you might downplay it and just say, well, it was just that or this, you might just downplay it. You might not view any positive significance it could have. You might downplay anything you have achieved, or you might just look at the things you haven't achieved or wish you had done, or maybe you got silver and you wish you had gotten gold. You always look at the negative side of things, and the reason why I know that you probably have felt like that is because everybody says everybody's got problems, because I know everybody does have problems, but B, it's also because I know for a fact I have felt like that, and I feel like that quite a lot. I'm not saying you feel like that all the time or a lot or how often or however little, but I guarantee you, whoever you are watching this, have felt like that at some point. And I feel like that as well quite a lot, as I said, and that's another reason why I struggle to do these videos quite a lot, is because it's the lack of motivation, it's the stress, it's the worry. It's like, oh, what's the point of doing them? You're not going to watch it, you know, people aren't going to watch it, nobody's going to like the video, nobody's going to subscribe, there's no point, nobody's going to, you know, you're not going to make anybody's day better by doing it, and all this goes through your mind and it puts you down and you worry about it. But as I said, when you actually then go and do it, there is a sense of accomplishment, but you get my point, it's just getting down that low, and it's very easy to find yourself going in a downward spiral of sadness, depression, anxiety, stress, you know, a mix of any number of them, all of them, some of them, whatever. It's easy to just go into that downward spiral and end up doing nothing, and just put down anything you have done. However though, there are two things that I have done in my life which I will always be proud of, and I will be proud that I took part in it and I was a part of the journey that got to that point. Doesn't matter how small my role in it was, the fact that I was just part of it, however, for the amount of time that I am happy with that. The first one, of course, was getting Zack Snyder's Justice League released. So, because, you know, I remember when the theatrical came out and it was a butchered mess, and we were told, you know, the Snyder Cut doesn't exist, which then became, it's just a bunch of deleted scenes, which then went back to it being, it doesn't exist, it's just things which were cut out. It then became, it's just the same film. It then became, you know, it's not complete, it's not a finished film, which then became, well, the effects aren't finished, which then became, well, Warner Brothers won't spend the money on doing the effects, which then became, Warner Brothers want nothing to do with Zack Snyder, the film will never see the light of day, which then became, you know, it's just a pipe dream, it's just a fan's wish, it will never happen, which then became, oh yeah, well, maybe it's coming out, but nobody's going to watch it, it's not going to be successful, which then became, only fans are interested, which then became, well, only fans liked it, which then became, well, it didn't do that well with numbers, or then which became, look at other films which have also been released, which then became, well, yeah, it only won the Oscar because of bots, and Zack Snyder's other film only won its Oscar because of bots as well. It's just, you know, bots voting for Zack Snyder films. And it's just to show that we started off with it doesn't exist, it's not going to come out, to the Oscar that the film won was because of bots. That is just shows the journey that we've been on. And I was so happy to be part of that. I was so proud of that. Again, small role, because it was such a huge movement, and all the money raised for suicide prevention in the meantime as well was obviously fantastic, and was the main takeaway from that, was it didn't matter if the film came out or not, how good or bad it was the fact that that got accomplished, which was amazing. And of course the film did come out, was brilliant, and was my favourite film, and is my favourite film of all time, which is just the cherry on top of that cake. So of course that was incredible to be part of all of that. And that was what I was most proud of. That I was part of that movement, that group that managed to achieve that. Now, the second thing, that was the first thing, here the second thing. Now, I don't want to know how big of a rock you would have had to have been living under to not know there's been an ongoing thing in Hollywood and the media for the last 7 years, I believe, between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Now, at the time, it was a big thing back then, and it's just become a big thing again now. Well, 5 years ago, it was the really big thing, and now it's the big thing again. Yesterday, at the time of filming this, probably 2 days ago, by the time it's uploaded, depending if this video actually works, and then, you know, I have no problem editing it, my computer has no problems, and everything else goes well. Hopefully I will be able to get it up by tomorrow, because doesn't require a lot of editing. I'm not putting in lots of inserts and things like that. You know, hopefully this will be quick to edit. It's just that with what has happened with that whole situation, yesterday was obviously the big thing. It was the verdict that was read yesterday. Was what my point was. The verdict was read yesterday by the jury. And obviously the jury found that Johnny Depp was innocent of the abuse which Amber Heard accused him of. And the evidence throughout the court case showed that Amber Heard was the abuser. Now, I was always Team Johnny Depp. I was. And yes, Johnny Depp was found guilty of a few things yesterday with him, like Mr. Waldron's statements and all of that. But considering what Amber Heard has accused him of and what Amber Heard wanted him to be guilty of, what he has actually just been proven guilty of being is absolutely fuck all in comparison. You know, she basically wanted to have him be guilty of being a physically abusive, verbally abusive, and a rapist. So, having him only been proven guilty to basically have had somebody write a angry article for him is absolutely nothing in comparison compared to what she wanted. I was Team Johnny Depp. Now, I remember when it was all the big thing 5 years ago, I didn't need her to be fired from Aquaman 2. Personally, I didn't. I did not need her to be fired from Aquaman 2. Would have it affected my enjoyment of it? Probably a little bit. I didn't need her to be fired. I probably still would have gone and watched the film. Now I do want her to be fired. I have signed that petition. I signed it a few weeks ago. But yes, I have since this trial began signed that petition. I always didn't like her. I thought she was a bitch, but fucking hell, I now just think she's a complete... You know, I'm not gonna go into my own personal feelings towards her and because I don't want that big angry rant here. And there's nothing I could say about her that Johnny Depp and Paul Bettany have not already said, and said better, really, and more angry and more aggressive and more loud. There is nothing I could say. But yeah, I don't want her to be in Aquaman 2, and I do not want to see her face in any more projects going forward, be it, you know, future DC films. I do not want her in the DC universe, or any other film, be it big budget, no budget, whatever, anywhere in between. I do not want to see her face in any more projects. Film, television, nothing. No more projects. I understand the whole point of separating the actor from the character, and what the actor does, it shouldn't affect your enjoyment of things, and I understand that, because she's in Aquaman, I enjoy Aquaman, and I will continue to enjoy Aquaman. She's in Zack Snyder's Justice League. Zack Snyder's Justice League is my favourite film of all time, and it will remain my favourite film of all time, despite the fact she is in it. It doesn't take away from my enjoyment of the film itself. Yes, I do now look at her whenever she's on screen. I mean, I already thought that. Whenever I saw her in the film, I did think, what a bitch anyway, but now I just think, like, there's no words really I could think of to describe what I think and feel towards her whenever I see her face on the screen. But that doesn't take away my enjoyment on the film, and it doesn't detract from the character of Mera. However, I do not want to see her in future projects. I hope to never see her face in another project again. They have the opportunity to remove her from Aquaman 2. Yes, it will be, I can understand it will be difficult. It will be inconvenient. It will cost money. You would have to pay another actress to come in. You would then have to try and find, not only to pay another actress to come in, you'd also want to try and find an actress who is famous enough and good enough and is willing to basically sign a few film contract, because it's not a one and done character. You know, you'd want that character to come back, and for sequels, spin-offs, maybe her even her own project, I don't know. Whatever their plans are of Mera. Warner Bros. Doesn't seem to have much of a plan right now, so I don't know But yes, I want her to be removed. Whatever the case with the film she's already been in, she's been in a few films that I do enjoy, and certainly she's in my favourite film of all time. But overall, yeah, I do not want to see her in a future project, and they do have the opportunity right now to remove her from Aquaman, The Lost Kingdom, I believe it's called, or some Aquaman 2. That is what I personally want. And I think it would be best for Warner Brothers. I think it would be best for fans. I think it would just be best for the worldwide audience. And I certainly think it would be what is best for victims of abuse. She should not be in Aquaman 2. Certainly not in any future projects going forwards. I'm trying to keep up, because this is sort of where it cut out last time. There was other things I said, and I'm just trying to, remember everything I said in my other version, or my previous attempt, I should say, before my camera decided it hated me. But yeah, there's that. But that's the side point. That is the side point. Amber Heard don't want to know anything more. My overall point is the second time now that I've been lucky, well, not lucky because it's unlucky for everybody else, but fortunate enough to be part of the comeback of something, to be part of the journey of the person, even a small tiny part of it, being part of that journey for somebody getting everything back. Yet granted, I am fully aware that Johnny Depp's situation was far more serious than the Zack Snyder thing, and I understand it had a bigger impact on his life when it comes to what was at stake. Obviously, Zack Snyder lost his daughter, and that was horrible, and that would have a huge impact on his life, forever changing. But that wasn't the film. That wasn't Zack Snyder's Justice League. That wasn't... Obviously, that all came from that, but you get my point. The film itself, getting the film released, is not as big as improvement to Zack's life as Johnny Depp being found innocent of all of these things, and yes, it being proven that Amber Heard is actually the abuser. Obviously, the impact that had for Zack Snyder with his film isn't as big as the impact as all that's had for Johnny Depp when it comes to, the trial and everything like that. But there are similarities. Both was a lie being spread. Somebody's name, their name, the name being tarnished. The media get involved and spread their versions, create headlines. People with their own agendas get involved and spread their narrative that they want to spread. And the reputation, the name, the thing of said person is affected by these people who, the media, the newspapers, the bloggers, just anybody who has access, who just wants to create these facts, this narrative, this truth, this, however you want to put it, to get the outcome they want. And then both times now I've been lucky enough to be part of the side that got to prove that to be wrong and prove that the truth will always come out. And, the first time round, it was a huge victory for mental health. Suicide awareness was made, was brought. Money was donated to suicide prevention. This time it's victims of abuse, both men and women, because Amber Heard has been accused of abusing her previous partner, who was a female. Not any criticism of that, that's fine. Whatever anybody wants to do, that's up to them. Love is love. And there's Pride Month now, so a good time to highlight that. But my point is, it isn't just a victory for men, it's a victory for women, it's a victory for everybody who's been affected by it. Doesn't matter if it was a man to a woman to a man to a man, or a woman to a woman. Love is love and abuse is abuse. And it's a victory for proving that abusers won't win in the end. And I'm so glad that I got to be part of the right side Basically, I'm not glad it happened. I feel awful for Johnny Depp, and no matter what, he would have always lost a lot because of this. But I'm just glad that I got to be part of the redemption thing. I'm glad that so many others took his side. I'm glad that this trial was televised, because it opened my eyes more to just how bad this situation was, what she tried to spread about him, what she was trying to claim, I don't want to say just, I did think quite a lot of it. I knew about the whole bed incident, I knew about the bruise and the faking of being attacked, I knew all about all of that. But the whole wine bottle stories and all of these things, I'm just so glad it was televised. Because imagine if the media just spread what they wanted to say, Amber Heard. Imagine that as the headline. Raped with wine bottle. Had that not been televised, imagine the narrative that could have been spread. But because it was, you saw how fraudulent the whole story seemed, how disingenuous she seemed, how there was zero evidence, and it sort of came out of nowhere, that accusation. And her using her friend's real life story of abuse to twist it to make it about Johnny Depp and her, and all of this just sheer awfulness. I am so glad it's just come to the surface. Yes, Johnny Depp has his own problems that's unfortunately being highlighted. Yes, he takes drugs. Yes, he drinks alcohol. But last time I checked, being dependent on substances that you probably should not be dependent on, or even should be taking at all when it comes to some of the drugs he was taking, that doesn't mean you're a wife-beating rapist. That just means you have a dependency problem and you should see help about it. But that's not the same thing. And I'm just so glad that it all came to the surface. I'm so glad that the outcome that happened yesterday was the outcome that it was. Yes, I know he was found guilty of something, but Jesus Christ, compared to what he could have been guilty of, what she wanted to be guilty of, whatever her narrative side is, wanted him to be guilty of, that is just the amount of fuck all. I'm just so happy for him. And like I said, I know the situations are wildly different, but the fact that they both come from the same sort of build-up, it's the same process at the end, it's something being said and done, people using it for their own narrative, and then you having to prove yourself, not just to the people who support you, but to the people who are against you, for the world to see, for the impartial people, for all of this. I'm just so glad I got to be both part of both things, and on the right side. Zack Snyder is my favourite director. He's my hero, or at least one of them. His films made a huge impact on my life and have helped me with a lot of very dark moments throughout the course, which, I don't really want to go into here, but I'll just leave it at that. Johnny Depp is one of my favourite actors. He has brought so much joy to me as well, just through his performances and him out as a person as well, just how nice he seems in the videos, all the kind caring things he does. It's just so good to see. This, basically, it was just the whole process, just to bubble through all this toxic, spew, hatred, nonsense, to come through the top. I'm so glad I got to help both two celebrities who aren't just celebrities in terms of what they mean to me. They mean a lot more. What they've done, their work, their influence, what they spread awareness about, all of these things have just made a huge impact to my life, lots of other people's lives, and I'm so glad. And it just goes to show, speak the truth. Don't just take it. Don't take bullshit. If you can fight for the right thing, if you can tell the truth, if you can, be it for you or supporting somebody else, if you have the ability to do it, be it a big thing, a small thing, again, for you or anybody else, do it. Doesn't mean speak your truth and it's just you basically doing what Amber Heard's done and you're just bullshitting to get yourself out of the shit. That's not what I'm promoting here, and don't take from that if you're the kind of person who wants to. I mean, you're going to do it anyway, but You know, I'm not promoting you do that. If you have been wronged, if you know anybody else has been wronged, do something about it. It won't be probably won't be televised. It probably won't be as big as a thing. It will certainly probably not get the same amount of media coverage. But it can. People will listen, and that's the point here with this, is that Johnny Depp was listened to. Yes, obviously him being the verdict, him basically being innocent overall, was the best. Was just brilliant. That almost in a way doesn't matter because we saw it. We know. It doesn't matter what the jury said at the end in a way because we've all seen it. Yes, the judge, the jury, everybody, like the judge, jury, everybody there, it didn't matter as much, but the fact that they're on his side also is just the cherry on top of this very rewarding cake, both for him and everybody who supported him and for victims of abuse everywhere. It was just such a beautiful end to this darkness. It's just think of any brilliant trilogy ending, like the ending of Lord of the Rings, the ending of the original Star Wars trilogy, anything like that. Just this overall feel of hope, satisfaction and victory, that at the end being willing to stand up and say, no, you will win. You can win. You just have to try to. And I'm so glad that I've actually got to be part of two of the biggest cases of that. Again, one was much more extreme than the other when it comes to the Johnny Depp thing. But being there for Zack Snyder when he needed it, and now being part of the thing for Johnny Depp when he needed it, it just means a lot. And I think that it just shows that good can come, good can win, bad people will lose. I love that. That's just what this shows. Regardless if you love Zack Snyder, regardless if you're a Johnny Depp fan, it was all still a win. Both cases were still a win. One was a win for creative freedom, creative control, and, you know, blame shifting. It beat that. It beat the corporate blame shift. It beat the corporate lies. It beat what the corporations can think they can get away with in controlling a narrative and their fan bases to what they want to be the case. And the first one beat that, and it just supported, like I said, the creative control and all that. But the Johnny Depp thing was on a whole nother level. It really was. I'm so happy for Johnny Depp. I can't wait to see it. Oh, God, fuck, I hope he's in so much more projects now. Honestly. And thank you to everybody else who was Team Depp. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to say this again. But thank you again to all the people who are part of the Release the Snyder Cut movement, who continue to be on the Restore the Snyderverse movement. Thank you for, you know, just helping show the world that good people can win. You know, the world isn't just the shitty, awful place full of darkness where it's all hopeless and you always feel like you lose, because you can win. This just shows it. Both things show it. Regardless if you care about them too or not. It just shows you can win. So yeah, if you have the opportunity to defend somebody or defend yourself, well, if you need to defend yourself, if you need to defend somebody, take that opportunity, I should say. There'll always be the opportunity. It doesn't matter what, this is what I said, it doesn't matter what the jury had thought. We all thought Johnny was innocent. Or every sane person who thought Johnny was innocent, or everybody who didn't have their own narrative thought Johnny was innocent. And that's the other thing as well, so I forgot this when listing the media. Other people, other celebrities, other influencers come through For example, Zachary Levi with the Snyder Cut getting on stage laughing, making stupid jokes, saying it didn't exist. Or in the UK, specifically, if you're American and you're watching this, you probably have no fucking clue what I'm talking about. Rachel Riley saying she wouldn't wish Johnny Depp on her worst enemy. You can beat that as well. You know, you don't need to take the bullshit from somebody just because they're famous, or just because they have an influence, because Rachel Riley's not famous. But you get my point. Doesn't matter who says what, you can win. You can beat the headline, you can beat the narrative, you can beat this. The bloggers, the people who want an opinion on something they don't care about, don't know about, just because they want to spread a point of view. You can win, and you will win if you try. Obviously you have to be in the right, and it has to be true. I'm not promoting spreading your own narrative and your own bullshit, but you can win, and that's just really important. And just a final little sweet cherry on this thing. Amber Heard and Johnny Depp both made social media posts. And I'm going to use Instagram for my base point, because Johnny Depp has Instagram. Both made their statements on Instagram. Amber Heard's played the woman card again. I'm a woman. This is a loss for all women, just because she has no other card to play. Oh, and she's an American. So she's an American woman. My freedom of right as an American, because only an American has the freedom to speak, apparently. And only women can be abused, apparently. A woman can never do anything, a woman can't be the abuser, and an American has to be believed. That's her narrative, because she has none. She had to put limited comments, because I didn't read them, but I can't imagine any of them would have been good. I'd expected there would have been a lot of Amber Heard and things in there. So only people who she follows, so she's got 6 comments supporting her, going, "We're so sorry, we support you." And just over 200,000 likes. Johnny Depp's also has just over 200,000 likes. Plus 15 million last time I checked. Almost 15.3 million people have liked his post. That's got to be one of the most liked Instagram posts of all time. Sure, I don't know, but surely it's got to be up there. Thousands, almost 1 million comments, I think. He's just, yeah, sure, some of them would be negative in there, but he doesn't need to put the bullshit cap on it, because it's not bullshit. People will disagree with him and tell him he's a shithead, but he's not bullshit cap. He doesn't have to do that like Amber Heard does. Yeah, yesterday, Johnny Depp trial, Johnny Depp wins. Toby Emmerich fired. Surprise episode of Kenobi, because I didn't realise it was going to come out tomorrow. I thought it was going to come out on Friday again. Johnny Depp wins, Toby Emmerich fired. Episode of Kenobi. Because I actually love Star Wars. I've not really talked about it on this channel, but I really do love Star Wars. I've got here, you can't really see it because it's dark, I'm going to take that. That's the 4K collection. You might be able to see the Death Star there, I don't know. Above it, I've got Rogue One and Solo on 4K, and I love the Clone Wars. I've not watched Rebels, but I love Clone Wars, love Mandalorian. So yeah, I'm a big Star Wars fan, I just want to say that. So that was a good day as well, it was a good episode of Kenobi. Yeah. Episode 3, if anybody who's not specifically which one I watched, episode 3 of Kenobi. It was a good episode. Yesterday was the best day I've had since the Snyder Cut was released. It was a really good day. And I hope your day was great as well. Anyway, yeah, sorry, I know this is a bit off topic, but I just wanted to say it. I'm probably going to be editing this week going, I wish I said this, I wish I said that. And there's probably things in my other attempt that I forgot to mention here, which I don't know because I had to delete it, so I couldn't view it anyway, so I don't know what what it was. what I said if I forgot it, obviously. But yeah, I'm just thankful to be part of those two things. Those two things I'll always be proud of, that I was part of, and I was part of the right side. You can beat whatever, and I wish you all the best with any problems you're going through in life. You can defeat the problems. You can achieve whatever you need to. You can get whatever you want out there. You can reach it. And always try to help others along the way. But yeah, I hope you liked this video, and I'm gonna get my other ones back on topic soon, my reviews and things like that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I certainly did enjoy filming it. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. See you in my next one, hopefully. Goodbye.